Hi, it's wonderful to see you all here again. And today I'm going to do a session of aromatherapy and hair care. And before I start on the session, I'd like to tell you a little bit of how aromatherapy was used even in the ancient times. In fact, in the ancient times, the Egyptians, the Indians, in fact, it was in India that it was mostly used for their hair because they had this lovely, long, beautiful black hair, which was really the envy of everyone. And the longer and the more beautiful the hair was, they were considered more beautiful because of their hair. So, and how did they look after it? In fact, they used all these essential oils to look after it, and they used oils like jasmine, they used oils like lang lang, they used to use rosemary. They had a treatment for every problem. So, when it was at that time in the ancient times, nobody ever had they never used to use anything else. So, if they had dandruff, they would use a certain oil, mix it with curd and other things. If they had a falling hair, they would do it with, mix it with something else. So they had all these remedies, and they used to use these pure essential oils. And in fact, it was really wonderful to have that. And how did they? So they oiled their hair first, and then they used to shampoo. And shampoo, they used to make their own shampoo, of course, with shikakai, soap nut. They used to hibiscus flowers. These they used to soak overnight, and then they will, just crush it up, and it used to give the lather. So that's how they used to clean. And of course, to make it smell gorgeous, they used to have all these essential oils. Like jasmine was one of their biggest favorites. Lang lang was another. Rosemary was another big favorite of theirs. So they used to use these oils, and of course, their hair used to smell divine. And how did they dry it? That is the nicest thing. They had no dryers, and they had this gorgeous long hair. So how would they do it? They would take this big basket, and then under they would light incense, like doop. And then they would, and the oils that and the things that they would use with sandalwood, frankincense, myrrh, and oud. Oud was one big favorite of theirs. They used to put that, and then they used to just lie down, put their hair on the basket, and this smoke used to go into their hair, dry it, perfume. That is how they used to perfume their hair. Honestly, it used to perfume their hair, and so they had this lovely perfumed hair. So that is something that is really wonderful. But now we do not use the basket because we haven't got the time. But we have a lot of wonderful recipes for you for each type of hair with these essential oils, and I'm going to tell you a lot of recipes today, and for each type of your hair. So, first, we have to again, of course, your hair gets oily after that. So, you have oily, then we have oily hair, we have dry hair, and we have a combination. You can say combination hair also. That means you have an oily scalp, and the ends of your hair are drier. So that we consider more of a combination. And of course, normal hair. And how would you recognize what type of hair you have? So the best, again, I normally tell everyone to do the tissue test for their hair also. And the tissue test is, you do it now. Just say you washed your hair today. The next day, tomorrow, you can, in the morning, first thing is you get up, you part your hair, and you just rub this tissue into your hair. Now, if it comes out greasy, you definitely have an oily hair, even if it's mildly greasy. So you have an oily scalp. So you're going to look after your hair like an oily scalp. Now, dry hair, of course, dry goes into different, it's brittle and other things, but you have to know what is your scalp condition like to treat it. So again, after 2 days or three, after 2 days, in fact, that is for normal. After 2 days, if you do this again, you're going to find that you will going to get a little grease on it. That means you have normal hair. So that means you wash your hair at least twice a week. And for dry hair, even if you put this in after a week or even after 10 days, you're going to find you don't get any oil at all on your tissue. So you definitely have a oily scalp. So once you've and of course, the other is the combination. Just say you have oily here, but if you have long hair, the oil doesn't travel right to the end. So normally you will have this a little drier. So now you have recognized your hair types. Now we're going to tell you how you got to look after it. Of course, if you've got an oily scalp, so if you have an oily scalp, you got to wash your hair more often. You know, so I suggest use a mild shampoo. You know, and use it with a little bit of water. Like you can take, because you're going to have to wash it maybe sometimes every day, sometimes every other day. So take a little water, put your shampoo into it, take one drop of patchouli. Okay, put one drop of patchouli into that oil, into that water, and then shampoo your hair with that. So you prepare, instead of using a strong shampoo, you dilute your shampoo with a little water, and you will add a drop of patchouli, so that that is going to help to balance out clean, and also it helps to balance out an oily scalp. Now, apart from cleansing, we also have to tone. So we have to tone our scalp so that we don't create that oil all the time. We really have to do that. So for that, what I highly recommend, of course, you can use a toner, which is available in the market. But if you don't have the toner, and especially at this time, we don't have toners at all, we can make our own aromatherapy toner. Take a glass of water, and in that glass of water, take malt vinegar or cider. Apple cider vinegar is really nice. And now we can get apple cider vinegar, which is very, very nice. Take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. I prefer to put a teaspoon for this. Oh, it is open. Yes, it is. Apple cider vinegar. Okay. And you are going to put a few drops of, you're going to use a few drops of patchouli. Now, one is patchouli. The other thing, because oily scalp tends to get dandruff quite often, and the kind of dandruff that an oily scalp gets is a little more, like you can say, oily dandruff. So for that, you can take patchouli and put a drop of patchouli, and then I like to add a drop of eucalyptus also. So we're going to use first a drop of eucalyptus, and then I'm going to add a drop of patchouli. Okay, and we're going to mix this, and this is your tonic ready for your hair. Now you don't need to use the whole thing. If you want, you can give a rinse on your hair with this thing after you've had a shampoo. Just take this in a glass and just pour it all over so that you can think. Otherwise, what you can do also is you can take this, you can put it in a bottle, keep it in your fridge, and you can use quarter of it to give yourself a nice massage after a shampoo. So you take this, you put this in, you do it like this, okay? Now, the massage is not to be like that, because what happens when you massage your hair normally like this, what happens? You're going to increase the oil content. Yours have to be a more of a Dr. Jacket massage. That means it has to come like this. And it's quite simple. Just move it like this. Okay? So you put your fingers together and you'll go like this. Or you put your hands like this together and just press up like this. So what you're doing is you are just helping to distribute the oil. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for this thing. So do that. You can either use it as a last rinse, which is wonderful. Just do this, put all over your hair, give yourself a little massage like this, press it in. Okay, and then after that, you can and leave. I prefer to use this after a shampoo. So this is how you make it. With a glass of water, a teaspoon of malt vinegar or apple cider. Apple cider, in fact, is better, and a drop of eucalyptus and a drop of patchouli. So we have this for oily scalp. So that is for your oily scalp, and it will help to really balance it out. Now we're going to come to our dry hair. The dry hair, which is all the time, never gets, it is really, it fly away, it is so dry, and this weather, and in summer, it gets even more dry, in fact. So for that, what we're going to do, we are going to make an oil. Now for this oil, what you're going to use for a thing, the best thing for a dry hair is, of course, an oil massage before you go in for your shampoo. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to take a teaspoon. I don't need to make this, it's easy for you. A teaspoon of castor oil, okay? And you will use a teaspoon of olive oil, okay? Now, if your hair is long, and if you have long hair, what will you do is you will use a tablespoon, you'll just double it, a tablespoon of castor oil and a tablespoon of um, olive oil. Okay, so these two oils, a tablespoon, mix it, and you are going to add lavender. You can add 2 drops of lavender. So we're going to have a tablespoon of castor oil, a tablespoon of olive oil, and 2 drops of lavender. Heat it, apply it all over your hair nicely. Give yourself a good massage. Now, for the dry scalp, you can really give yourself a good massage. Give yourself a good massage, and then after we finish with the massage, you're going to put a hot towel. Take a hot towel, just dip it in hot water, and to that water again, add lavender, about 3 to 4 drops in a basin of hot water. Okay, and you're going to then dip it, squeeze it out, and then just apply it, put it on your hair. On top of that, put a shower cap and leave it. If you don't have a shower cap, you will have to use the towel, the hot water twice over. So you'll do it once, then you'll wait for 5 minutes, then you'll do it again, and you'll do it again. So 3 times you'll do that. But if you have a shower cup, just once and leave it. Okay, so now this is for your dry hair. The shampoo that you'll have to use, of course, is going to be shampoo for dry hair, and there are different kinds of shampoos that are there, and you don't need to, because you're using this hot oil massage before your shampoo, so you will not need to do anything else before that. But you have to use a conditioner. Now, a conditioner is an absolute must for dry hair, and when you use your conditioner, just leave it on for a minute or two, and even 3 minutes sometimes if it's really very, very brittle, and then shampoo it up. So that is for your dry hair. Now we come to the normal hair. Normal hair, of course, for everyone, whether you have dry or normal, except oily. You can use this recipe also, another recipe for oil. For that recipe, we are going to take coconut oil first. Then we take coconut oil. Then we take olive oil. So 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Okay. And then we are going to use coconut oil, olive oil, and castor oil. 1 tablespoon of castor oil. So you have castor oil, coconut oil, and olive oil, a tablespoon each. Now just put it in a bowl, and then you are going to add a bay leaf into that. So put a bay leaf into that, and then heat it, and few peppercorns, 2 or 3 peppercorns. So in this, you're going to make this oil for yourself. You're going to have castor oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Okay, 1 tablespoon. You're going to have the bay leaf put in there, and then you'll have 3 peppercorns into that. Now you'll put it onto the fire, and you just bring it to a boil. Take it down, keep that oil like that, and let it, after some, when it cools down, you are going to add to that oil, you will add rosemary. Add 3 to 4 drops of rosemary. In fact, you can add, yeah, 3 to 4 drops is okay. 3 to 4 drops of rosemary into that oil. Now that is and when it's cool, then you strain it and put it in a bottle, and you're going to use this oil to massage your hair on a regular basis. It's really wonderful to make your own oil and keep it for yourself, and so that you really get a nice combination of vegetable oils as well as you have the essential oil, which is going to help your hair to, grow and feel good and condition it. So these are the different kinds of oils to make and the thing for your hair using these essential oils. Now we come to two of our main problems with our hair. One is dandruff. Now, if you have dandruff, that again. Now, why am I telling you how to mix these oils with other things? Because it's really wonderful to have real live, fruits, mix it. I really love using the fruits from the kitchen and vegetables from the kitchen, the yogurt from the kitchen, because they are really live. And when you use these essential oils along with them, you will see the effect is really marvelous. In fact, aromatherapy all was really known and is still known as the Rolls Royce of beauty, because it is really fantastic. It really works very well. So now we're going to give you a very simple and great recipe for your dandruff. For that, we're going to take that curd. Now, we have different types of dandruff, oily dandruff and dry dandruff. Okay, so I told you for oily dandruff, you can use this lotion also, which I just made. You could also use this for oily and for dry before you, before a bath. So you're going to take this, which is really good. Then we are going to take half a lemon, squeeze it into it. Lemon is very good. It's acidic and it's really good for dandruff. And then we are going to mix it. Yes, nicely. Now, your yogurt has to be old. Don't take the freshly made yogurt. We need that, we need a old yogurt, okay? Now that, and then I am going to use patchouli. Patchouli is excellent for dandruff, whatever type of dandruff you have. Okay, so we're going to take a few drops of patchouli, 2 drops, and I'm going to use eucalyptus because that is another oil which is very good for dandruff. 2 drops of eucalyptus and mix it. Now you could use this. You could use this on your hair, massage it in nicely, leave it for about half an hour, and then shampoo it out. Okay, so this is for the dandruff. And now we come to falling hair, which really is a big, big problem for everyone. And falling hair, what I would really like to use is, firstly, you can use lavender, plain lavender in oil, and give yourself a massage if you have dry hair. If you have oily hair, you can use lavender with water and then give yourself a good massage the night before you go to sleep. And then not once a week, every time you shampoo your hair, just say you shampoo your hair today, and then you're going to shampoo your hair again after 3 days. You're going to use this treatment. Okay, for that I've got this together for you. We're going to use coconut milk, which is available in the market like this. That's why I bought it, so that you don't have to, before we had to cut the coconut, take it out, grate it, boil it, take out the milk. Now it's so simple for us. So you have coconut milk, and you are going to use the lemon. Okay, half a lemon and coconut milk, mix it together. And the oil that we're going to use is lavender. You will use lavender. And another oil that you can use is rosemary. You can use lavender, rosemary. Mix, put 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of rosemary. Mix it in a bowl, and then you're going to apply it all over your scalp. Okay, you don't need it on the rest of the hair, it's just the scalp that you need. So apply it on your scalp, leave it on for about, you can say, half an hour to 1 hour, and then shampoo it out. Now you are going to find that if you're falling hair, this is one of the recipes I really use for finding out if the falling hair is just falling because of just a simple problem. So we use this, and if in 2 sessions you'll find that if your hair is just falling and you have no serious problem with your health, your hair is going to stop falling with this. It is a wonderful recipe which is very ancient, and it has been tried and tested. So it is coconut milk, lavender, and we have coconut milk, lemon, lavender, and rosemary. So if you use it, so you have 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of rosemary. Mix it and just apply it. Leave it for half an hour to 1 hour, and then shampoo it up. So these are your recipes that you've got to use on your hair. These are all the problems that are there. Dilute the shampoo, and you can again add an essential oil to that wonderful hair, because you know what, we have pores, the same, our scalp is like our skin, and the hair, when it comes out from the scalp, and if there is a problem, it helps to rectify it, it balances out, and so you are going to have a beautiful set of hair. You know, I can't say set of hair, I should say beautiful hair. And it's really going to make you look wonderful. And whether you have short or long, you can use these. Now, for the last, you can perfume your hair, you know, with these essential oils. Instead of using all the other natural, the other kind of artificial ones, let's use a natural essential oil. One of my favorite, because it's also an exotic oil, it's an aphrodisiac, it makes you smell absolutely divine. I am sure Cleopatra used this, and any one of them, Josephine and Cleopatra, they all must have used this on their hair, I feel. And whenever I use it, I really feel as though I am Cleopatra. So if you want to feel like Cleopatra, or you want to feel like somebody who's gorgeous and a goddess, so let's try this. You washed your hair, you've dried it, so now you take Lang Lang, Ylang, Ylang. That is it. It is a very exotic flower. It also grows in the south of India, and it is comes mostly from Hawaii. So you're going to take a drop of this, okay, just a drop. Then rub it between your hands like this, okay. And if you have long, beautiful hair, that's just good, and it looks gorgeous. But I have got this little short, curly hair. I'm going to use it on that also. So you can just do it like this. You know what happens? It smells absolutely divine. I wish you all can smell. I had somewhere to make the smell come out there for you. It smells divine, and it will give a beautiful shine. So you can use this oil as your hair perfume. You can also use any of these essential oils. Neroli is another beautiful oil. Jasmine is also lovely. You can use any of these oils on your hair to give yourself this natural perfume and smell divine. Okay, so this is what what the thing is for the hair. So we have a perfume, we have the oily hair and the oily scalp, we have the dry, and then we have the falling hair and the dandruff. So these are most of the problems. Everybody come to me with I have dry hair or I have oily hair. So this is how you're going to work with that. Now, tomorrow, you can, of course, most welcome to ask questions. And then when it's sent to me, I will definitely answer them for you, any of your hair problems. Now, tomorrow we're going to talk on the mind, how it works on mind, because like I was saying, aromatherapy also, one of the ways is beauty, like for your hair and for your face, and the other is for your mind. So it helps in your depression, it helps if your child is too hyper, it really helps in all sadness, and when you're stressed out, most of all, it really helps in everything. And simple ways of how you can use these oils so that it can help you in all these different ways. And I'll tell you how it works on the mind, because when you smell, it works through your sense of smell. So this is what we are going to do for you tomorrow. And then, of course, I can go through how we can work on, different pains, aches, any kind of body problems that you have. We can go on to that. So we'll start on the mind tomorrow, and then we go into the other problems, and then any specific problems that we have, like dark circles and acne and pimples, or a spa treatment, how to give yourself a spa treatment at home. So we go on those different things. Because aromatherapy is really exotic, and it's a way of life, and you can use it for everything. And I feel that when we want